Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show, Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, imagine being transported back in time right in the middle of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm at Mordecai House and Gardens. What a gorgeous place. We're gonna meet up with Josh Ingersoll. He's gonna give us a little tour so you can find out what you and your family can do maybe this weekend. Come and check it out. Let's go. Thank you for being with me today. I'm with Josh Ingersoll, director of, man, it's a long title.
The Director of Historic Sites for the City of Raleigh.
Wow.
Yep.
What an amazing city, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. It's my hometown, so being a part of kind of teaching people about its history is one of the things I really enjoy being out here.
And, you know, I think there's a lot of people who don't even know this little patch exists, but it's so awesome.
One of the things, we hear all the time is, oh, I didn't know you were here, or I've never been out here. I've seen the giant yellow house on the street, but never been there.
Wow.
I find a lot of people don't see what's in their own hometown till they've got family visiting from out of town or looking for something to do on a Saturday.
Yeah. So we're on about what, 2 some acres?
It's about 2.5 acres.
Okay.
So it's a small park right here, pretty close to downtown Raleigh.
So what's the history behind this house? It's called the Mordecai House.
Yes. So this large yellow house is the Mordecai House. Now it is the oldest home in Raleigh in its original foundation. The first part of the house was built back in 1785. It's actually older than the city of Raleigh itself.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now I will tell you, it was not as large as it is now. Originally it was only 2 rooms downstairs with a half-story upstairs. And they had about 10 people living there at the time.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't until the 1820s when they added on this front section of the house and really turned it into the grand home of Raleigh that it is today.
What was their background?
So the person who first lived in the house, his name was Henry Lane. Now, local history-wise, his father, Joel Lane, is considered to be the father of Raleigh. He's who first sold the land to start the city. So he helped build the first part of the house for his son Henry as a wedding gift. Now, Henry was just a plantation owner. He had a large farm around here, about 1,000 acres of land, with about 12 enslaved people working here.
Wow.
And then his oldest daughter married Moses Mordecai, who the house is named after. Now, Moses was a lawyer who just moved to the town, married into the Lane family, and it's really descended from him that we had 5 generations of Mordecais living here from 1785 all the way up until the 1960s. Yeah.
So we got this big house, but another famous house here.
Right. So in the 1970s, when the city of Raleigh was turning it into a historic park, they kind of used this as a gathering place for all the historic buildings they owned in downtown Raleigh. And our most famous one is this little gray building down there.
Right.
Now that there is the birthplace of President Andrew Johnson.
Looks kind of like a tool shed.
Yeah, it's very small. What that was a kitchen that was attached to a tavern in downtown Raleigh. Andrew Johnson's mom worked in the tavern. She was kind of like a cook and seamstress. Think of those like the early hotels in the early 1800s.
Right.
And so his mother and family lived upstairs, and then downstairs there's a large hearth where they do a lot of the cooking for the tavern. So he really came from very humble beginnings here in Raleigh. And he was born half a block away from the state capitol.
Oh, wow.
Grew up in Raleigh, though he ended up in Tennessee before becoming Abraham Lincoln's vice president during one of the most contentious parts of our country's history, the Civil War, before becoming president after Abraham Lincoln unfortunately was assassinated.
Yeah, amazing. Right here in Raleigh.
Right here in Raleigh. He's the only president we know for sure was born here in North Carolina. Some arguing over a couple of the other presidents that we have statues of.
We got to stick with what we know.
That's right.
How about if we go in and take a look at the house?
Absolutely.
Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Let's go. Come in. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
Watching Loving Life with Dr. Weir.
Okay, so we're in the house.
Right. So this room here is the parlor. So this is very much the public space. So anyone visiting the Mordekeys, this is the room they take them in. You can tell it's kind of very cushy, good places to sit. Get some nice music from the square piano, which is from the mid 1800s.
Wow.
And a lot of things are just the entertaining space. You know, back in the 1800s, with no hotels, houses like this is where all the visiting relatives and anyone traveling through the city would stay in buildings like this one.
Really? Mm-hmm. So, and here's my confession of the day.
Sure.
Mordecai. That's what I thought it was.
Well, it looks like that.
Yeah.
And basically, anywhere else in the United States, or probably world you'll go, that's how it's pronounced. The Mordekeys actually changed the pronunciation of their name in the early 1800s. We're not sure an exact reason why, but Moses Mordecai, at some point when he moved to Raleigh and married into the Lane family, changed pronunciation from Mordecai to Mordecai. And the Mordekeys that still live in Raleigh today still pronounce it that same way.
Really?
So this is the Mordecai house in the Mordecai neighborhood on Mordecai Drive right over there.
Man.
Everywhere else it's Mordecai, and here we just say it a little differently.
Little special part of the world.
That's right.
So we're in the parlor. We've got a dining room
Right?
with original china that was here.
So that is the original Canton china from Canton, China. Some of the earliest china that was brought here to the United States. As you look at it, you'll see it's very similar to Blue Willow china, which is much more common and well known. This predates Blue Willow. It's kind of what the English copied to make Blue Willow china.
Yeah. And then kitchen, I would assume, in here.
So here in the 1800s and late 1700s, they had an exterior kitchen, really due to the heat.
Yeah.
It gets hot here in
That
Raleigh.
makes sense.
You really wanted your kitchen to be outside the house, just because you don't want a big hearth going where everyone's trying to sit and be comfortable. So it wasn't until the early 1900s when they moved the kitchen into the house.
Wow. And then there's a really cool garden out back.
So one of the great things we've had here at Mordecai is we had a family member named Ellen Mordecai who wrote a memoir of her time here. And one of the things that she wrote a lot about is her garden. So we call it the Ellen Mordecai Garden, and we grow a lot of things she talked about in her memoir, Gleanings from Long Ago. So we have all heirloom varieties of plants out there, from corn, tomatoes, okra, all the good southern veggies that you like to have with your meals. And everything we grow, we collect and just kind of give out to the community.
Wow.
So it's one of our ways of just being a part of, I guess, their local grocery store. Stop by if you want a zucchini sometime.
Just grab it.
That's right. It'll be on a little bench. And one of the most interesting pieces in the house here is our chandelier that's in the parlor. Originally, it was a gasolier. So you'll see 4 little keys on it that they would turn to let the gas flow through and light it up like a candle.
Wow.
Eventually, it was converted to electricity. And if you look even closer, you'll see acorns and oak leaves on there.
See 'em.
So they made that to kind of represent the city of Raleigh and its namesake, because it's been the city of oaks for several hundred years.
How cool is that? There's a bunch of stuff here. It's fun to discover. How cool is that? So let's check it out. Let's see what's up. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back. Hey, we're at Fresh Market. Our friends at Fresh Market always have the coolest things here, don't they?
Yes, sure.
Even Miss Mary's products.
That's right.
So let's talk about you. I'm telling you, I'm amazed by you because here you have these incredible products that you have put together. Now, how did it start? You're in the kitchen, you're thinking,
For years and years, I did these, making them for my family, my friends, and giving them away, you know.
got tired of giving them away.
No, they suggested I take some to the farmer's market, so I did, and they suggested I get into a grocery store, the people that were buying them. So I did, and I went to the Fresh Market, and
They're
that gave
pretty
me one
amazing.
store
Really?
in Greensboro, and it just went from there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we did take samples to some of the managers at the other stores.
Now, so let me ask you, the chow chow, is that kind of a southern thing?
Yeah, more or less, yeah, in certain areas
Yeah.
of the South.
So, you folks up in Wisconsin, where I'm from originally, probably have never heard of chow chow, but it's a mixture of cabbage.
Onions, carrots, red sweet pepper, and that one has jalapeno peppers in it. So it's a little bit hot.
It's chow with a kick.
Yeah, right.
So, this is chow chow. I was introduced to chow chow many years ago in a little town called Farmville, North Carolina. Somebody made it there. This is what we would call, what do you call it? Like the cabbage, and it's when you pack it up like this, it's fermented.
Simmer, yes.
A little bit.
It only stays like 24 hours, not like.
Really? But that fermentation stuff is really good for your gut. So it's really all natural stuff. I got to try this, can I? Because I'm
Certainly.
I'm
I want you
salivating right
to.
now, waiting.
Yeah. Certainly, I want you to have some. That's my number one seller.
Really?
It is, yes. I use fresh vegetables to process all my.
This is really, really good. I'm a connoisseur of chow chow, by the way. I have a degree in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chow chowology. You got pickled
okra.
okra. Mm-hmm. A little bite to that too.
Sure. Just a little. I have the sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. This is really good for the stomach and the intestines. It helps reestablish the flora in the intestines.
Mm-hmm. And that's the mild without the jalapeno. Those are my holiday pickles. It's a cucumber pickle that's flavored cinnamon.
Kind of a sweet thing.
It's pretty sweet. I use those in my chicken salad and my broccoli salad. It gives it color plus a little bit of a different flavor.
So you could eat it as just a pickle too.
Yes.
But you use it now. You see, you got me thinking about chicken salad there.
And those are spicy, sweet dill pickles.
You could also
pretty
chop
hot.
this up and use it some places.
Yes.
You know, I think where this would be good is like a jalapeno egg, deviled egg. And then, of course, there's your chow chow. Since we got people all over the country looking at this, they can go online and get this also, right?
Yes, they certainly can.
She handed me this bottle and I can't find my glasses. I need my glasses at this point. Special seasoning.
That
I mean,
is
you
good
just don't
on
stop,
those.
do you?
No need to stop now.
So do you wake up in the middle of the, because I do, wake up in the middle of the night thinking of stuff?
Sometimes, yes, sir. And before I get out of bed, I usually have my list of things that needs to be done.
How awesome are you?
I enjoy it.
When did this start?
Okay, about 10 years ago.
And you
With
just
four
been going
products.
for it.
For products.
Don't you love people like this? I'm telling you. you know, because some people, they spend their whole time in front of the TV or on the internet looking at Facebook or whatever. I ain't got time for that. Listen.
I don't have time for that.
I haven't got time for it either. There's too much to do. Go to her website right now. We're going to put it right there. We're going to put it right there so people can look at it. Go order some of this. You know what? I always tell people, buy from people who have taken a chance, stepped out of the boat, and done their own thing. So go online, get some of her stuff right now. I love this lady, by the way. Okay? Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you so
are
much.
so awesome. Listen, keep loving life. We'll be right back. Hey, have you ever done the keto diet and you thought it was the best thing, but now you got a bunch of questions? I'm with the queen of keto. I call her that because she is. Amy Smith, thank you for being with me.
Thank you for having me. Super excited to be here.
So can I talk a little bit about my story?
I'm dying to hear this.
Our story, my
Yes.
wife and I, because we discovered keto a couple of years ago and I thought, woo! I get to eat all of this stuff that I want to. Smithfield Bacon Company, their stocks went up because I just bought so much bacon.
Right? So bacon, steak, cheese, cream cheese, heavy whipping cream.
One year we did a turkey and wrapped it in bacon. That was good.
Awesome.
That was good, by the way.
I bet that was good though.
But the problem is we gained. Okay.
And let me guess, your strips or your blood meat or whatever you're using, you were in ketosis, but you weren't losing weight.
Yeah.
Crazy, I knew that, huh?
That's why you're the queen.
Happens all the time.
The queen. So let's talk about this misconception that I can eat all this stuff.
I thought the same thing when I started, first of all. There's so much misinformation in the keto world, like it raises my blood pressure, not gonna lie, because it is, like, people take bits and pieces of information and it's a lie. It is. I mean, they've just made their own things, and it's so funny because now when you go into stores and stuff, the keto's the big word, right? You see it everywhere. But 9 times out of 10, it's a marketing gimmick because they're not even keto products. because it's a buzzword right now. If you, in 2017, it was the #1 Google diet. So of course these companies are jumping on the bandwagon to try to try to have keto, keto approved products. My mom and I were in a store last night, and I was actually showing her, we were actually having this conversation in the store last night, and I was showing her, they low carb and like these words, they don't lie. Don't get me wrong, they don't lie on these products, but they're just very deceiving, I should say, because there's so many things about the keto diet, but it can be very simple. You can break it down. Anyone can do it. This is a diet that is great for anyone, from children to the elderly. It is perfect for anyone, because once you break that sugar and carb cycle and that addiction, your whole life changes. You're no longer controlled by food.
We got to have you back and talk about this a little bit more. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Loving Life. So go to my Facebook page, Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. That's what that is. The Instagram is Dr. Tim Weir. Nothing else, just go to the website, drtimweir.com. By the way, while you're there, go get one of these beautiful shirts. If I see you in town walking around with it, I got a gift for you. All right? It's all about loving life. Let's do that. So until next week, keep loving life. Okay, closing.
Closing.
This is a closing story.
Closing. Here we go. Rolling.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. Close.
Hey, welcome.
And I am rolling.
Hey, welcome.